started quietly, almost too quietly. The Collins Ranch Lake had always been a serene spot, stocked with fish and home to our kayaks, canoes, and small fishing boats. I was enjoying a rare morning coffee on the dock when a frantic call from a neighbor alerted me. The HOA had sent a tow truck and removed my kayaks, claiming unauthorized watercraft on community property. I didn't rush into anger. Years of dealing with Karen and her board had taught me the value of patience, planning, and proportional response. Instead, I activated the ranch's control system for the lake. Hidden sluice gates, pumps, and valves I had installed for irrigation and emergency water management were all fully operational and under my command. Within minutes, I began a controlled draining of the lake, diverting water toward auxiliary ponds and fields on the property. The kayaks, now out of reach of the HOA's tow truck, floated gently on the lowering water surface. The lake gradually receded, leaving the shoreline exposed and the HOA crew stranded, trying in vain to tow empty spaces. Karen and her board members arrived, shouting and waving arms, demanding to know what I was doing. I calmly explained, "The lake is undergoing scheduled maintenance. Any unauthorized removal of property is, by law, a trespass and theft. You have already violated the law by towing my kayaks without permission." Their faces went from anger to panic as the realization hit. The lake had been engineered to allow me full control, and they were now entirely powerless. The water receded enough that their trucks were trapped in the mud near the shoreline, forcing them to call for their own tow trucks while they endured a very public humiliation. I contacted the sheriff, providing complete documentation of their trespass and theft, along with video footage of the lake's draining. Legal charges were immediately filed: unauthorized removal of private property, trespassing, and obstruction of lawful water management. Karen's HOA faced fines, public embarrassment, and a growing distrust from the community. By afternoon, the lake had returned to its normal level, kayaks safely docked, and the ranch fully operational. Grandpa leaned against the dock railing, shaking his head with a smirk. "You know, every time she thinks she's clever, she digs a bigger hole for herself." I nodded, watching the sunset reflect on the still waters. It's not just about protecting property, it's about teaching a lesson. Preparation, law, and a little ingenuity always win. The Collins Ranch had yet again defended itself, turning Karen's unlawful actions into her own undoing, while reinforcing the principle that any attempt to interfere with our land or resources would have immediate and undeniable consequences.